So weight isn't the only thing, and if I'm going to have to repeat myself so many times, I think I'm going to lose it. Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Jessica, aka Miss Fit Curls, and welcome back to my channel. Through this channel, I really want to inspire you guys to hashtag just move and live your healthiest and best life, because I really feel like through commitment, dedication, and consistency, you can achieve your goal. As you can tell by the title of today's video, we're going to be talking about ways to measure your progress that aren't weight related, and we'll show you that you're actually making progress towards your goals, even if the weight on the scale didn't change. It is extremely important to be able to set goals aside from your weight, because a lot of times people will see that their weight hasn't moved or hasn't moved for a few weeks, and they automatically get discouraged and they're like, you know what? Nope, it's not working for me. I just need to stop. Like, clearly this wasn't for me. It's not in the cards. I'm never going to meet my goal. And then like you just go into this whole sinkhole only to feel bad, not be happy with where you're at right now, and then like go through the whole cycle of, okay, like, no, I need to go back into the gym. No, like I need to go do this. And then like you just repeat that whole cycle, when in reality, just because your weight hasn't moved doesn't mean that you aren't making progress towards your goals. A lot of times, like when I was in my competition season for prep, my weight didn't change for like 3 weeks at times. And like, did I get discouraged? No, like weight is only one measurement of progress. It's not the only measurement of progress. And a lot of times, like even though my weight wasn't changing, other things were changing to show me I was making progress. And that's what I'm going to share and hopefully teach you guys today. Also, do you love like my son's little cameos? My son's like stuffed animal cameos. My brothers, who are his uncles, gifted him these stuffed animals that they grew up with when they were like 2, 3, 4 years old. And my son, like, he sleeps with them every night. It's actually really cute. I love it. But this one has I think that's supposed to be a G on the top of his head, because my brothers are twins and they had twin Dalmatians too, and they labeled them. So like this one, this one is like a G for Guppy, and then like another one is Mickey. But yeah, so if you see Guppy sitting next to me, that's why, because I'm in my son's room filming, because he has the best lighting, okay? We give the best for our kids, and we just leave ourselves to like be in condition. No, I'm just playing. But you other parents watching, we know that there's some truth behind that, okay? So before we get into it, I'm going to talk about the limitations of using only the scale as a measurement of progress, because there's a lot of misconceptions whenever it comes to weight and fitness. And like, although weight and fitness come hand in hand, there are misconceptions when it comes to it. And one of the biggest misconceptions, y'all, I'm going to mess that word up so many times. One common misconception, I give up, bye, like I'm done. And one of the biggest misconceptions is going to be thinking that weight reflects our overall body composition and our health. But the problem with that is, like, just because we weigh ourselves, it doesn't tell us how much muscle, how much fat, other body components go into it. And like, maybe you know this, maybe you don't, but muscle weighs more than fat. So a lot of times whenever we're losing our fat but we're gaining muscle, we won't see the weight change, or sometimes we'll see the weight go up and be like, I am not making progress. When in reality, you really can be, and you're actually making the best progress. But if you're just focusing on weight, you don't know that. Like, you don't always see it. So if you just focus on weight, it's going to inaccurately represent your overall health and fitness. And also, like, not to mention, weight can vary due to many factors, especially if you're a woman. Weight can fluctuate. A lot of times, like if we go out to eat and we have food with a higher salt intake, we could experience some water retention, and that could add on to the weight that we see the next morning. It could also be hormonal changes, especially like where you are in your cycle as well. And like if you have other markers, like as far as your digestion goes. It's not uncommon to see temporary weight changes that don't have anything to do with your overall health and fitness and your progress. So I don't want you to get discouraged or unmotivated whenever you see the weight doing something that you don't want it to do, because like not everyone is trying to go on a weight loss journey. If you're trying to gain weight, then like if you don't see the scale go up, if you're like in a calorie surplus and you're trying to like really pack on muscle, a lot of times like if we don't see that go up too, like it could also deter us from thinking that we are making progress in our goal. And there could be other fitness journeys that people are on that utilize weight as a tool of measurement of progress. But I don't want you to feel unmotivated or discouraged, because there are other ways to measure your progress, and we're going to talk about that now. And I don't know, I really don't know why we solely focus on weight as far as an indicator of progress. Actually, no, I do know, because social media, man. Like, social media, I feel like plays such a big role as far as implying unhealthy and unrealistic beauty standards and societal pressure, especially on us women. I feel, I can't really speak on men because I feel like society always places a specific emphasis on achieving a certain weight or a body shape that aligns with the current societal beauty standards. Like, I think it was like back in the 2010s, I don't really know, where like BBLs were such a big thing, like big lips were such a big thing, like big chest was such a big thing. And like nowadays you see celebrities like Black China and everyone removing their implants, removing like all the work that they had done, because like it was a trend back then. That's not a trend that's going on now. And there's like so much else that goes into that too. But a lot of the pressure that we get from like achieving a certain weight or body shape, I feel like is from societal pressure and unrealistic beauty expectations. And it really takes away from us being able to appreciate where we are at on our journey right now. This is another way for us to feel discouraged, unmotivated, feel like we can't attain our goals, like they're just too big, like we can't do it because of all the pressure and examples that we see on social media. That's why I'm trying to like really showcase like my postpartum journey right now. Like, even though it's like hard sometimes whenever like you come from a certain background to see yourself a certain way, and I know like there's other people out there that can relate to this too, but sometimes it can be hard, especially like having a baby. You don't feel or look like yourself, and the pressure from society really gets into you, like it gets into me. I see other fitness professionals and they snap back so fast after having a baby. And like with my firstborn, he's 9 years old right now. It took me a year to snap back to like what was kind of where I wanted to be. And I'm about to approach a year two, and like I am kind of getting to the point where I want to be right now, where I feel like I'm able-bodied, I can move, like I'm starting to like look and feel the way that I want to. It has just been such a huge mental shift for me too, because a lot of this is mental. But I'm digressing. My whole point of that was to say fitness journeys take time, and you're not going to see like rapid weight loss or rapid progress like that. That's going to be sustainable. And I heard someone say this, and I think it's so true. Fitness journeys are not a sprint, they're a marathon, and you have to be in it for the long run if you want to achieve sustainable results and you want them to stay. Like, it's great that you want to get to a certain goal. What happens when you get to it? What are you going to do? Are you going to think that you could go back to the life that you had before? I'll go ahead and tell you, no, that's not going to happen. You have to continue the lifestyle that you started to keep up with the goal that you accomplished. Anyway, back to the current topic as to the other ways to measure progress on your fitness journey that aren't necessarily weight related. All my Jessica Coleman fitness clients, they track progress three different ways, like three primary different ways, although there's other forms to measure your progress. We do use weight as one of them, but it's only one indication factor of our progress. We also track body measurements, actually measuring like your biceps, your waist, your hips, your chest, because a lot of that is going to tell you where the fat is leaving your body, or where your fat is wanting to center, where your body is wanting to center the attention around your progress. Because a lot of times, like us as women, we want to lose our fupa, okay? We want to lose our lower tummy fat. I don't know if you're like me, but I've been through this a couple times, especially with competing. And my fupa is one of the last things to go. My fupa and my booty are one of the last things to go, because I carry all the fat around my lower waist and hips. And that's just how it is. I didn't ask for this life. God gave it to me. But a lot of times, like if you don't see progress on the scale, you'll see progress in your measurements. I've had clients in the past where like literally they're on a weight loss journey and the scale hasn't moved, but their measurements have, and you can see it too. I want to really encourage you to measure yourself. As intimidating or as daunting as it might seem, I want you to measure yourself, because it's going to maybe not feel great at first, but once you start being consistent in the gym and you start like really going after your goals and like you're consistent with your workouts and your eating, you're going to see the inches come off too. Or you're going to see the inches increase if you're trying to build muscle. Another measurement of progress is going to be taking progress pictures. If I encourage you to do anything, please take progress pictures, because like a lot of times you don't feel like you're making progress. Even like, let's take the scale away. If you're going to the gym and you're like, man, like you see yourself on a day-to-day basis, you see yourself all the time in the mirror all the time, and you feel like you aren't making progress because you don't see the change happening. But I guarantee you, if you dedicate, or if you commit to 1 day a week of taking pictures front, side, and back, and just saving them on your phone, putting them on like a little notes thing. I think like I watched like another YouTuber do it, Christian Guzman, like he puts it all in like a notes tab in his phone. But if you put it all in one section and you compare your pictures from like this week to like 2 weeks from now, I guarantee you, if you've been consistent, you're following the right program, you're going to see a difference in the pictures, and it's going to make you feel better, because like, even though you see yourself every day and you feel like you aren't making progress, look at the pictures. The pictures will tell you that you are. But those are going to be the 3 measurements of progress that I typically look at whenever it comes to my Jessica Coleman Fitness clients. But there are other forms of progress when it comes to your fitness journey too. And it's really important to set non-scale goals in your fitness journey along the way. It's important to pay attention to your achievements and your improvements. Like you go to the gym and like, let's say, like I celebrated this today actually. I was at the gym, and like 2 months ago when I was really starting my postpartum journey and I was consistent and I committed to it, and like I could no longer do an incline push-up. I left my fitness journey whenever I was pregnant and I found out I was high risk, but like I left the gym being able to do like all the push-ups in the world, being able to pause at the bottom, do all these fancy things. And I went back 2 months ago and I couldn't do it one incline push-up on a bench. And I was like, what in the world is happening? And I started to get really discouraged. But then like I took a break from it and I tried it again and I tried it again. And today I was able to do 8, which is amazing. But focus on your own personal achievements and performance improvements, because I swear that is like another form of validation and reward that you didn't expect coming. And whenever it comes to my Jessica Coleman Fitness app, and like I'm sure if like you're going through a coaching program or you're tracking your workouts, the app allows you to keep up with the weight that you did the last time you did that exercise. So in my app, like you're able to, like, let's say you did a bench press last week, you did 60 pounds. This week, you know that like you have to load the bar with 60 pounds or you try and beat that. So measuring your progress and measuring your weight along the ways, so that way you could just do a little bit better each time, is really going to help as well. If you don't notice anything, like you don't notice progress in any of the things that I mentioned, if your mood, if your energy levels, if your sleep quality is all going up, those are signs of progress too. You are getting one step closer to your goal, because like crappy sleep is an indication of your progress and how your body is responding. Crappy mood, crappy energy, those are all going to be indicators as to how your body is responding to the stress that you're putting onto it through working out, through dieting. So you really want to pay attention to that too. If you feel better throughout the day, and you have like this energy, like life is good, the endorphins are going through you, then that's great. And that means that you're one step closer to your goal. Whether the step be this big or this big, that's one step closer. And a lot of little steps equal a regular size step. A lot of regular size steps equal a big step. And next thing you know, you're closer to your goal than you realize. And non-scale goals could really contribute to a more positive mindset in your fitness journey. Like whether that be performance goals, like my goal, like I'll share a personal goal that I had whenever I first started back in my postpartum fitness journey, was being able to go from lifting just the bar on a bench press to now I can move the bar with 25s on each side. My goal was to have 25-pound plates on each side and be able to get it for 5 reps. And I was able to accomplish that last week. And when I tell you, I was so fired up that day, because like, I don't even care what I looked like. I was able to do that. And I set a goal for myself and I achieved it because I had tunnel vision. And I was like, nothing's gonna stop me from being able to lift that bar with 25-pound plates on each side. And I don't care what needed to happen, okay? I really don't care what needed to happen. I needed to get there. But it could be that. It could be like your strength goals. It could also be like your athletic performance too. Like being able to hit certain milestones like that, or like being able to run a 5K if that's something that you're wanting to do. It could be like being able to improve your flexibility so that way you can do the splits, if like being able to do the splits is your goal. But those are all non-scale goals or performance measurements, or just like measurements of progress in general that can help you get to your goal. And something that's really going to help with this is like just make sure that you're participating in a holistic approach to your nutrition. So getting lots of like colorful foods that are like whole foods that you're able to implement into your diet. Don't think about restrictive, think about things that you could add into your diet that will benefit you in achieving your goals. So let's recap a little bit, okay? Don't just use weight as the only measurement of progress in your fitness journey. I want you to really focus on, you can focus on weight, but I want you to also focus on your body measurements and your progress photos. Using all three of those will help you have a better idea as to where you are in progressing towards your goals. Also, look at your sleep quality, your energy levels, your mood levels, your performance levels. Are you able to lift stronger than you were before? Are you able to achieve a fitness milestone that you weren't able to do before? Are you able to get more reps than you weren't able to do before? Are you able to like get closer to doing the splits that you weren't able to do before? All of those are measurements of progress. But if your goals are aesthetic, then those three things I talked about, which is your weight, progress photos, and measurements, are all going to help you get to the aesthetic goals that you want. Thank you guys so much for taking the time just to watch this video, and I hope that you guys learned a little bit through this. I plan on taking you guys along with me on the ride in my postpartum journey series. So if you aren't following me already on Instagram, TikTok, or following my YouTube shorts, I really recommend you do so, because you do not have to go through your fitness journey alone. We are in this together. And I'm going through the same thing that you're going. I'm fighting the trenches just like you, okay? So let's do it together. Let me know what part of your fitness journey you're on and what you're struggling with. I'd be so happy to help you in the comments. Subscribe, like this, so that way I know that it's benefiting you, and it also helps me support my channel. But until next time, bye.